24 hours after he dramatically confessed in the 2611 trial, all eyes will be on Ajmal Amir Kasab, who will appear in the special sessions court today. Can Kasab's confession seal the 2611 trial? The court will give its ruling on whether Kasab's confession is acceptable and whether it can conclude the trial and pronounce a judgment. The big question is, will Kasab spring another surprise in the trial? Is Kasab's confession a well-timed tactical ploy, and can he retract it? The prosecution is holding its card very close, with the public special prosecutor raising a number of doubts in Kasab's confession.
He is well planned and how he is well trained to counter the situation and to use the situation in his own benefit.
But there are two distinct possibilities of where the case could go from here. The first possibility is that Judge Tahiliani takes the confession at face value and passes judgment. Alternatively, the judge could ask the prosecution to provide evidence that matches Kasab's confession. But the question is, why did Kasab confess now? The first theory is that the confession has come at the end of a deposition of almost all witnesses in the CST massacre case, which was the only case in which Kasab was directly and physically involved. Second, the clinching photographic and video evidence which could not have been denied. The third theory is that Kasab confessed because he feels that Pakistan has disowned him. Now, here's really how the defense and prosecution are arguing the case. The prosecution has pointed out that Kasab has blamed Abu Ismail Khan for all killings in Mumbai. Defense also says that Kasab was never directly involved in the bigger plot of the 2611 carnage. Prosecution will argue that Kasab has absolved himself of any primary blame of the attacks. Defense maintains that Kasab was a small fry in the group, merely an aide to the top commanders who plotted the attack.
Legal procedure is an accused can at any stage of the trial change his plea from not guilty to guilty. Then, after consulting his lawyer, the court formally records that he is now changing his plea to guilty. The court will have to satisfy itself that he is doing so after understanding its implications and of his own free will. And once it does that, then as far as he is concerned, his plea is not that of not guilty. So he will proceed on the footing he is guilty and he will be convicted.
But despite his confession, it doesn't get any easier for Kasab, and this is why. Kasab has 312 charges against him, and under the Indian Penal Code, Kasab stands accused of waging war against India. Kasab also stands accused of murder, attempt to murder and criminal conspiracy. If Kasab is found guilty of any or all of these charges, he faces a possible death penalty. Ajmal Kasab has also been charged under various criminal laws in the country. He stands charged under the Arms Act, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, Customs Act and Foreigners Act.
Some misunderstanding. Ajmal Kasab mentioned the name of some Saeed Bhai. So it is not clear whether it is Hafiz Saeed or some other Saeed. So maybe in the further investigations, the Indian authorities will ask him that who is this Saeed Bhai, whether it is Hafiz Saeed or some other Saeed.